All right, we're going to start with another meditation today, in the vein of what we started with jazzing this whole practice up the other day. So find a comfortable seat, either cross-legged or in hero's pose with your feet under your buns. Find a mudra that suits you. You can do thumbs and fingers, hands up, hands down, palms connected, whatever you want. And we'll go ahead and close our eyes and find a seat. And come to stillness in your body. Begin to slow your breaths down and match your inhales to your exhales. And as you slow your breath, notice how this one action creates relaxation in all of the rest of your body. As you breathe deep into your hips, into your shoulders, into your jaw, notice how the quality of those muscles are right now, and see if there's something that you can release. Notice where you're holding tension, and determine what you can give up. And from that physical give up, that physical release, during this meditation, explore if there's something you can mentally release as well. One of the biggest benefits of yoga that I personally realize is through the practice of physical exertion and also the practice of finding ease was the mental translation of those same benefits. So from where you're sitting here and how you're using your breath to explore your body, just take note of where you're holding in things, what you can let go, what that opens you up to, what that possibility is. Send breath down into your hip joints. As you breathe in, send your breath around in the whole head of your femur, that ball that plugs into the socket joint in your pelvis. Send your breath around in there and cradle the end of your femur. Notice if there's a color that comes to mind when you breathe in. Take note of that color, its tone, its quality, its strength. Now breathe into your shoulders. Breathe into the front of your shoulders and feel them spread apart. Exhale down the back of your shoulders and feel the tips of your shoulder blades and your elbows. And notice any color that comes up, any visual quality you can assign to those bits of your body when you send your breath in those places. Now send your breath to where your neck and your head connect. Is there a color that comes up there? and your jawbone, and your ears. And finally, breathe deep into your heart. And there's our end of our 5-minute meditation. It goes pretty quick, huh? And let's all come into, before we go into child's pose, let's come into cow face pose. So bring your left foot in line with your hip bones, so your knee is pointing directly forward. Now take your right leg and set it on top. And your right foot may not come all the way back. Mine certainly doesn't. Get it as close to center line as you can. And then raise your left hand up, tent your right fingertips on the ground. Press down through both feet and your sit bones. Raise your right hand up, inhale. And exhale, bring it down on your back. Now raise your right hand forward and rotate it. Rotate your thumb down and back and reach for your left hand. And your hands may connect, they may not. If you have a shirt to grab onto, you can do that to get a little traction in your hands. And just breathe into the fronts of your shoulders. Inhale into the fronts of your shoulders, raise the crown of your head up. And exhale, ground your sit bones and your feet, whatever is pressing into the ground, down. And release your hands. And gently bring your right foot off on top of your left. And take the opposite pose. Bring your right heel towards your left sit bone. So your knee is in the middle of your body. And cross your left leg on top. Bring your heel as far back towards your right sit bone as you can. Might not go all the way, just stack your knees. And inhale your right hand up. Raise your right hand and your heart up to the sky. And then exhale, bend your right hand to reach for the middle of your back. And bring your left hand up, flip her around, and rotate your shoulder under so your hands meet on your back. Or you can grab your shirt or whatever's available to you. Inhale your chest up, and exhale, ground down through the parts of your body that are touching the floor. Gently release your body, unstack your knees, and rotate forward into a child's pose. Bring your knees wide as the edges of your mat, put your toes together, and sink your hips back, stretching your arms far forward, and bring your forehead to touch the ground. Send your breath down into your hips, breathing deeply in, filling completely up from the bottom up. Send your breath into your upper back and into your shoulders. Those areas that we just stretched in that first cow pose. And as you exhale, press the tops of your feet and the knuckles of your hands into the ground. And your next inhale, press down through your hands and press up to downward facing dog. Take any movements that feel good here, pedaling out left and right, or if you just blew out your left calf while jogging, feel how much you can sink your legs towards your mat. Squeeze your hands and feet together as you inhale, and exhale, press down and ground into your mat. Inhale, look forward between your hands. And through your whole exhale, take as many steps as you need to get forward to hang in a ragdoll at the top of your mat. Your feet about 2 fists apart. And grab your opposite triceps with the other hand and hang here. Press down through your heels so that you can squeeze your inner thighs together and feel the stability to hang your head down and truly drop it. Let your vertebrae swing free. Release your grip. Heel toe your feet together. And inhale, roll all the way up to standing, pressing down through your feet to provide the lift to reach your hands far overhead. Straighten completely out, reaching long through your side bodies. Then exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Focus on your first knuckle of your fingers. Take a big inhale. Big exhale through your mouth. Let something go. Inhale, reach up, look up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift, pressing your hands against your shins so you can stretch your spine long. And exhale, step back to high plank. Inhale, rock forward over your fingers. And exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale, hug your abs in and stay. Feel your shoulder blades slide down your back. And your armpits turn forward, shine forward to the wall in front of you. Your next inhale, press down through your feet. Drag the heels of your hands back toward your hips. And then exhale, press high, downward facing dog. Now we'll flow our sunnays, 1 breath per movement, that whole vinyasa thing that we base this powerful flow on. So inhale, look forward between your hands. Exhale, step or jump to the front of your mat. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Inhale, push down to rise up. And exhale, forward fold, soft knees. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, step back, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, shoulder blades together on your back. And exhale, fold. Inhale, push down to rise up. Bring your quads up with your fingertips. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, shoulder pits go forward. And exhale, down dog. And 1 more of those. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift, spine goes long. And exhale, fold. Inhale, press down to rise up, reach those fingertips up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. And now we'll move into the sun bees. Get ready, get set. Press down or lift up. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, hips high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, hips low, arms high, come up into chair pose. Exhale to stay. Inhale to reach forward with your toes and up with your fingers. And exhale to bring your front ribs together and press down through your heels to sink your hips down. Inhale, reach up, and exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale to down dog. Right foot steps forward, come up with your inhale to warrior one. Exhale to stay, pressing out through your feet to drag your right hip back and swing your butt underneath you. Inhale, reach up with your fingertips, look up, and exhale, fold. Come down to your mat, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, hips high, down dog. Left foot steps forward, inhale, come up to warrior one, and exhale to stay, pressing down through your feet to bring your left hip back. Inhale, bring your butt under you, look up, and exhale, come down, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, hips high, down dog. We're gonna do that 2 more times, 1 breath per movement. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to your hands. Inhale to halfway lift, and exhale to fold. Inhale to chair pose, just 1 breath here, reach through your fingers, and exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, hug your front ribs in, and exhale, down dog. Right away, step forward, inhale to rise, warrior one, and exhale your hands to the mat, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, down dog. Left foot comes forward, inhale to come up, and exhale down, high to low. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, hips high, down dog. Last time in those sun bees. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, front ribs in. Exhale, fold. Inhale on up to chair, stretch your hips and fingertips away. And exhale, melt down. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, high to low plank. Inhale to upward facing dog. And exhale to down dog. Right away, right foot steps forward, warrior one, come up. And exhale down, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. Left foot steps forward, root to rise, reach those fingertips up. And exhale down to your mat, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale to down dog. All right, so the next part of this, I'm not sure if I can do it, and I'm so much more warmed up and ready to go from doing those sun series that I think I might be able to. So inhale your right heel high. I'm gonna do this with my left twice because that right one's just not gonna support. Inhale your right heel high. Bend your knee and stack and open up your hips. From here, you can either stay here, squeezing your inner thighs together even as you lift the outside of your right hip up, or flip your dog. Squeeze the front of your pelvis up toward your low ribs And squeeze your low ribs towards your pelvis as you let your head hang back and open your chest toward the wall behind you. One more big inhale, and exhale, come back to downward facing dog. Inhale your left heel high. Bend your knee and stack and open up your hips. Squeeze your inner thighs together as you lift the outside of your left ankle, outside of your left hip up. And then either stay here or come on over and flip your dog. Press down through your feet and your hand to lift up. Bring the front of your pelvis up and using your strong abs to open your chest and reach forward. More big inhale, expand and reach. And exhale, come back to downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward between your hands. Exhale, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale to halfway lift, and exhale to fold. Inhale your hips low and your hands high, coming up into chair. Exhale, bring your hands to center and twist over to the right. Extend your hip bones back and your crown of your head forward, and press into your fingertips to twist open and look up at the ceiling. Pull your left hip back if it's snuck forward and lift and spread all 10 of your toes to use all the muscles on the outside of your legs. Release and come to center, inhale. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center and twist over to your left. Same sort of thing here. Send your hip bones toward the wall behind you and the crown of your head toward the wall in front of you, pressing into your fingertips to deepen your twist and turn to look up at the ceiling. Release and come to center and forward fold over your feet. Split them apart and grab your big toes with your middle and first finger. Inhale to halfway lift, spreading your hip bones wide. And exhale to fold, hugging your low abs in and spinning your inner thighs toward the wall behind you. Let your head and neck totally go. Release your bind, heel toe your feet together, and inhale on up into chair pose. Exhale, press through your heels to sink back. Inhale, reach through your fingertips and bring your front ribs together. Then stay with me here. We're gonna lower down into boat. Keep your chair as long as you can, stretching forward through your fingertips and back through your butt till you make contact with the ground. And come on up into a boat pose. Press forward through your heels. Lift up through your heart. And bring your shoulder blades back toward the wall behind you. All this yoga is a counterbalance. So every time we reach forward with one body part, we reach back with something else. Inhale to expand and exhale to hold. Now bring your hands to the back of your thighs and rock and roll 1, 2, 3 times, and then you're going to come right back up into your chair pose. And if you don't come back up right away, for whatever reason, newness, injury, general energy level, that's great. Because you know what, we're going to try this again. You're going to have like a couple more times to try it. So inhale, reach up, extend up. Exhale, sit down, press down through your heels, extend your sit bones back. Spread them out. Inhale, look up, bring your front ribs together, and exhale, start to sit down again. Reach, extend long. That's the key to being able to control this and land in boat. If you're having a hard time with boat, you can always put your hands underneath your legs at any point. If you need to level up, straighten everything out. If you're straightening out, be sure to keep pressing out through your heels as you engage those quads. Now grab the backs of your legs and rock and roll. 1, 2, 3 times, and we'll land back in chair. Kind of a momentum game. You ever tried to walk around in a boat? You know that game. Squeeze and lift high, and exhale, sink down. We're gonna do this one more time. Meet me in boat. Let her burn, let her feel good. And now release. Try 1, 2, 3 times and come back up to chair. Exhale to stay. Press down to the 4 corners of your feet and bring your front ribs together to lift your hands up. And then exhale, release. Forward fold. Split your feet apart and tank gorilla. Sliding your hands underneath your feet. Giving your wrists a little massage with those toes. Engage your quads to allow your neck and back to release. Allow your shoulder blades to come down your back. All those muscles that may have been helping you out with your abs, let those go, let your shoulders roll forward. Release your bind, heel toe your feet together. Bear with me for 1 second. Inhale on up into chair. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center and twist over to your right. Bring your gaze down to your right foot and ground down through the 4 corners there. Hug your abs up and in and sink your tailbone back as you pick up your left foot to hover. Extend it behind you as slow as possible and come into your crescent twist. Hug your inner thighs together and press your feet out so you can send your left hip forward and up and your right hip back and down. Release, come to center, crescent lunge. And exhale, open up into warrior 2. Press your feet out and hug those inner thighs in. Inhale, go up and back. And exhale, come into extended side angle. Bring those front ribs together as you bring the front of your pelvis up and reach through your left fingertips. Ground down through the outside of your left foot. Inhale, lift up through the arches of both feet. And exhale, come down, frame your right foot with your hands. Then wiggle it out to the outside of your mat into a lizard lunge. Bring the outside of your right hip back and the outside of your left hip forward. Either stay here or bring your knee down. Wiggle your right foot forward slightly and let that leg drop open onto the outside of your foot. Press down to the top of your left foot. Inhale your heart forward and then bring your right hand to the inside of your right thigh. Inhale to extend and exhale to bring your shoulder blade tips together and look over your right shoulder for the twist. Option to take a quad stretch, picking up and catching your left foot with your right hand. I am not going to do that today, but the option's there. To deepen this, squeeze your inner thighs together and lift the front of your pelvis up. And as you exhale, bring your front ribs together and continue to twist. Release the bind if you have it. Bring your back foot down. And then gently release the twist. Come back to center. Low lunge. And step back to your high plank. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward between your hands. Exhale to travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Inhale, come on up into chair pose. We can't forget that other side. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center and twist over to the left. Look down at your left foot and ground down to the four corners of your left foot to bring your right up to your butt. As slow as you can, which is not slow for me today. Extend it back and come into your crescent twist. Bring your inner thighs together and press your feet apart. So you extend your spine long and deepen your twist. Release and come to center. And exhale, open up into warrior two. Press out through your feet and squeeze your inner thighs together as you flip your left palm and reverse your warrior. And exhale, come into extended side angle. Bring your shoulder blade tips together on your back as you inhale your heart forward. And release your hands down. Wiggle your left foot out to the outside of your mat into a lizard lunge. Bring your left hip back and your right hip forward and squeeze your inner thighs together as you inhale your heart forward. And exhale, bring your back knee down. Wiggle your left foot a little bit more forward and out to the side and let it fall open onto the outer edge. Inhale your left hand up and bring it to the inside of your left thigh. Continue to squeeze your inner thighs together. Inhale your chest forward and exhale to twist open. Inhale, press out through your contact points on the ground and exhale to hug it and twist. Again, option to pick up your back foot if you're into the quad stretch today. I'm not even going to go there given my fragility. And open invitation to take all those decisions for yourself. Are you injured? Are you not feeling good? You don't have to do what I say at any point during this practice. Release the bind if you've got it and bring your back foot flat. Release the twist. Come back up on your hands and take a vinyasa. Inhale to lengthen out and plank. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, hips high to down dog. Now for this next section, I was going to get into a little bit of some headstanding or puppy pose. And I'm going to go with straight up puppy pose today because I am not in a shape to do a headstand. So puppy pose is just like down dog. You look forward between your hands. They're about as wide as your shoulders. Now just bring your elbows down so your hands are still in this 11 formation. Really press down through your first finger and your thumb, those base knuckles there, and hug your elbows in. And from that pressure of your limbs on the ground, send your hips high and ground your heels down. So it's like a down dog, except your heart is more forward. And you really get that work in your lats, in the outside of your armpits. This can be difficult, and if you're having shoulder problems, feel free to clasp your hands in the middle, so you're in a triangle pose. And if you can, keep your arms in the 11 and ground down through those fingertips. This is so hard. This pose gets my heart racing, and it's the best prep for going upside down, and also just for shoulder mobility in general. You can walk your feet in a little bit, bend your knees more as you walk your feet in. You can really get that stretch going and just breathe into your shoulders here. We'll be here for about 4 more breaths, and then I promise we'll get a break. Now bring your knees down. We'll come into a rabbit pose. So keep your knees together, sink back on your heels, and bring your arms by your sides with your palms facing up. And now take your abs in so you can curl your head and bring the crown of your head down so your forehead's pressing against your knees. And then relax as you would in a child's pose. So this rabbit is like a child's pose, but hugging everything in more versus extending it out. So you're like a little baby rabbit, like we were found in a nest when you're mowing the lawn. Just like that. Now bring your hands forward and extend them long. Split your knees apart, toes together, and come into a child's pose. So you can truly send your hips back. Send your arms forward and start to press down through your hands and the tops of your feet again. So now you're lengthening your spine, extending your hip bones back and spreading them wide, sending your heart forward. And from here, press your hips high on up to a downward facing dog. Inhale your right heel high, which I am not going to do. And exhale, step forward into a low lunge. Bring it up by your right hand. Square your hips up, bring your left forward and your right back. Press down firmly through the ball of your left foot. That'll really fire up those inner thighs, get your lower belly engaged. And spin your left heel down and press through your right toe mound to come up into triangle pose. Press down and out through your feet and squeeze your inner thighs together to get that mobility in your hips that you need. So you can twist your right ribs under and open your chest to the ceiling. And then turn to fold over your right leg. Step your left in as much as you need to. for a triangle pose. Press down through your heels, inhale your chest forward, and exhale, bring your shoulder blade tips together as you let your head drop down for pyramid. Lift up through your outer hips, lift your tailbone up to the ceiling, and exhale, let your heart and head drop down. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, press down through your heels as you inhale your right hand high for twisting triangle. Bring your low abs in and send your hips over to the left to give yourself the room to lift that right hand up. And from the grounding in your your right foot in your left hand, bring your abs in, bring your front ribs together, and start to bring your left foot up into a revolved half moon. So you're going to squeeze your inner thighs together, bring your shoulder blade tips together, send your chest forward, and press out through both of your heels. Oops. One more big breath in, lift up, and exhale, forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale to halfway lift, and exhale to fold. Inhale to halfway lift, and exhale, step back, flow through your vinyasa, and we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Or skip it, whatever is calling to you. We'll all be back in this pose in a minute. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose and step by your left hand in a low lunge. Press out through your feet and hug in through your inner thighs and your low abs. Get those legs strong. Now spin your right heel down and pressing through the ball of your left foot, inhaling up into your triangle pose. Exhale, squeeze your inner thighs together. Inhale, press out through the four corners of your feet. And exhale, squeeze your inner thighs and your front ribs in to open up. One more big inhale and up. And exhale, fold over your left leg. Step your right foot in as much as you need to for your pyramid pose. So inhale your tailbone long behind you, crown your head forward, and exhale, fold over your left leg. Bring your right hip forward and your left hip back to deepen this pose. And ground down through the four corners of both feet to straighten your legs. And engage your quads so you can still keep the back of your knees soft. So you're stretching without locking out your knees. If you lock out your knees, you're just going to stretch your tendons and your ligaments. And that's counter beneficial to your whole Do Yoga to Not Be Injured project, which I'm laughably standing right now. Anyways, inhale, halfway lift. Bring your front ribs and your tummy in. Pop that tailbone out. And inhale your left hand high. We're in twisting triangle. And you know where we're going next. Bump those hips over to the right and bring your shoulder blade tips together to get that full revolution. And press down through your left foot and your right fingertips. And inhale your right heel high. Engage your right hamstring and the outer glute on your left leg to get into this twisting triangle. I'm being a little bit ginger here, It's my left calf that's geeked. And I also have faith that no matter what you're working with, you can get here by bringing your front ribs together and your shoulder blades down your back and extending the crown of your head long. And kick out through that right heel. One more big inhale, express out, and exhale, forward fold, top of your mat. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, step back, flow through your high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, hips high, down dog. Inhale, come forward into high plank. And exhale, squeeze your hands and feet together as we lower. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, belly shavasana. Spin either ear to the ground, find a point to look at, and breathe. And switch, put the other ear on the mat. And another point to look at, and center your breath around it. Inhale, bring your chin to center. Inhale, come on up into locust pose. Stretch your heels, stretch the balls of your feet toward the wall behind you. Stretch your fingers, not toes, your hand toes, towards your heels. And use that motion from your hands, peeling your shoulders open to bring your gaze up the wall in front of you. Hug your outer hips in as you extend all your body parts long. And exhale, come down, other ear to the mat. Kick your legs up, capture the outside of your ankles for a bow pose. And inhale, come up. Kick into your hands. Engage your hamstrings, your quads, and hug your outer hips in. And from that kicking motion, feel your shoulders pull open and your heart express out toward the wall in front of you. Spread your toes out so your outer shins fire up. One more big inhale and exhale, release. Windshield wiper your legs back and forth. And back and forth. And then roll over onto your back. Pancake asana, flip over. And set up for a figure four stretch. I am skipping both bridge and wheel tonight because I am not in a shape to lead through that. And I don't think those are ever like poses that are completely missed. So figure four, cross your right leg so your ankle is hanging off the edge of your left thigh. And then thread the needle, grab your left quad or hamstring through your right leg and pull it towards you to deepen the stretch. And this is in the place of half pigeon tonight. So if you need to deepen the stretch, you can always grab your right leg and pull it towards you. Grab the outside of your left knee, or you're always welcome to take half pigeon. and release. Switch sides, plant your right foot down, cross your left foot over your right thigh, and grab for whatever feels good to create that stretch in your outer glute there. Or if you want to, take your half pigeon and replace it on this figure four. And release. And now we're due for a seated single leg extension. So press on up to a seat, extend your right leg long, bring your left foot to the inside of your right thigh. Move all your gifts out of the way so you can feel your sit bones grounding into the earth. Bring your belly in as you inhale your hands high, and exhale, fold over your right leg, either straight over it or bringing your left arm up into the side to capture the outside of your foot. Get a nice little lower back stretch on the left side as well. Release, roll up with an inhale, and switch sides. Extend your left leg long, and bring your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. Rearrange those buns again. Inhale your hands high, and exhale, fold over your left leg. You're folding directly over to where you can see your leg hairs. Notice how long they are, and release that thought without judgment. Release and roll all the way up. Now take your hands and put them in a diamond shape underneath your tailbone. And squeeze your elbows together as you lay back on them and point your toes for a fish pose. Let your head hang back till the crown of your head touches the ground. And let your throat open up. Let's do a lion's breath. Take a big breath in through your nose. And stick your tongue out, release it through your mouth. Roar like a lion. We'll do another one of those. Inhale. Roar like a lion. Move your elbows out. Release all the way down onto your back. We'll take a supine twist to finish out. Bring your right knee into your armpit. Give her a squeeze and then exhale. over to the left side of your body, extending your right hand long, trying to look over your right hand. Once again, reminder, bring the pit of your belly in and up, and squeeze those shoulder blade tips together even here. Your spine can grow longer, and your heart can be more open in this pose than you think. It's juicy on the outer buttocks, and it's not all this pose can offer. Release and come to center. Extend your right leg long, bring your left knee in. You're going to squeeze on up to your armpit, roll around, and exhale, bring your left knee across your body, extend your right hand long. Look over your shoulder and keep the goal in mind of bringing both shoulder blades down to the mat. And keep your Ujjayi breath here, even in this calming, cooling pose at the end of the practice. And release, come to center. Squeeze both knees and give yourself a little kiss on both your knees. Rub your forehead against them. And then exhale, release, let everything go. Take up all the room you need in our final Shavasana. We'll all finish practice out in a second. And for the moment, just enjoy letting everything go for a minute of your day. And wiggle your fingers and toes. Bring small movements back to your limbs. Stretch your arms high overhead. Point your toes if that doesn't totally hurt. Rolling over to your right or left side, cradling your head in your hand for a supported fetal position. Keeping your eyes closed, softly press up to a seat. Bring your hands to heart center. We'll close with an Om. Take an inhale. Inhale your thumbs to your third eye center. The light in me honors and bows to the light in each one of you. Namaste. Woohoo! Hey, yoga's easier than walking. Who knew?